We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom.
Welcome, everybody. Today, even though the Islamic Republic has declared that the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the United States hasn't done anything about it. And in fact, they are calling the Islamic Republic's bluff, which is actually, there's something a bit more to that, and we'll get to that in a second. And still, Ghalibaf, Araghchi, and a couple other people from the Islamic Republic have landed in Switzerland today. And JD Vance is also on his way as we speak, and he hasn't landed yet, but they're still going to talk. And it seems like that this talk is going to be focused on the Israeli and Hezbollah offensive that they're going to discuss, and then possibly, if they have time, the nuclear. Which I don't know about that one. I think they're going to keep on dragging their feet. So here we go. Oh, we already have our favorite critic telling us, "Tell us more beautiful lies," by InServer here. So I think we're on a great start. All right, so Armin, what has been happening today? Any interesting developments before we get into the news?
Yes, can I show you something
Yeah.
that before we get into the updates that you have? I have something interesting to share that I did not share anywhere else yet. So I'm glad you asked. So there's a new video from inside Iran, and it's Muharram right now. So people are supposed to go see Nazani because this dude named Hussein was fucked up by Yazid 1400 years ago, right? So people are basically saying like, "Oh my God, Hussein died." Oh no, 1400 years ago. So obviously, the people who go and participate in these are more religious, pro-regime type of people, right? So, but here's the thing: there's something different about this year's Muharram ceremonies and rituals compared to last year, right? So you would think that these are pro-regime people, right? But pro-regime people have been very annoying to the regime recently regarding the MOU, right? So the regime is usually worried about gathering of anti-regime people, but now look at this. Let me bring myself up. Look at this. Okay. They're bringing armed forces in the middle of the Muharram ceremony. So these are IRGC showing up with guns in the middle. Let me play it. So let me like play this without the audio while I'm speaking. What is so I don't know if you guys, so a lot of people here might be watching this is like, okay, what is happening here? Why is this interesting? A bunch of Durka people like, dancing with that sick, but and there's some people with guns in the middle. This immediately went viral among Iranians because it was so obvious for Iranians that this is a demonstration that regime is scared of pro-regime people, and gatherings of pro-regime people needs to be controlled. These people need to be shown that the regime is present here with guns. So do not protest. This is a threat. This is the regime threatening the so-called pro-regime people to mind yourself, right? Basically telling, so just watch yourself. That's what they're saying. So anybody who is for pro-regime and anti-deal, if they were thinking about turning these Muharram processions or whatever into a demonstration against the MOU, like, think again. That's what it is. That's what this is showing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. This is great. They have their swords out, so if they want to stage a regime versus regime uprising, they can. Yeah, you know, when I lived in Iran, that when I was a little kid, I didn't know what that meant, what this month meant, and why people were hitting themselves with the chains. I just thought it was cool that we got these little green bandanas, and we got the little like chain things, the ones that they
Right.
give to the little kids, and then we just hit
Right.
each other with it. We wouldn't hit ourselves, so I was just like, "Oh, this is great."
Really?
Yeah, we would
You
just
hit
hit
each
each other. They give children little chains, and we just start hitting each other with them with our
Oh
green
my god.
bandanas, and we'd be like, "Yo, Hussein!" We'd like hit each other with them. Little like 8-year-old,
Yo,
9-year-old
that
kids.
was
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
I had no idea what that
Oh
meant.
my
We
god.
none of us knew. None of us knew what that meant. So
You didn't know
um,
what is the whole point of hitting yourself with the chain? You had no idea?
no, I asked. I was like, "Why are we hitting ourselves?" And they're like, "Someone died a long time ago." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay,
Yeah, I
let
was
me
like,
take
"Okay."
him in myself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, that makes total sense now. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so you know, um, oh, Fine Stars is asking, Ali, why did you go to school in Iran if you were born in the United States of America? So I was largely born and raised in America, but I've also lived in Iran for a period of time when I was a kid. So we went back and we actually tried to do the reverse immigration thing where, like, you know, my family's like, oh, we did it. You know, we made it as immigrants. Okay, let's go back to the home country. And then we went, and then the Green Movement, the Green Revolution happened. It was like 2009. And then we're like, oh yeah, f this. Like this is not what we want to do, and we left, came back.
Wow.
So yeah. Which, you know what? My memories of Iran are a little bit skewed because back then the toman it was like 2,500 toman per $1. 1 to 2.5, right? Now it's like 1 to 1,600,000. So back then everything was way different, and it
Real.
was a lot uh reals, yeah. So back then it was a lot different. It was way better. I also didn't have any family here, so all my family, I got to see them and whatnot. So yeah, it was a great time. But yeah, I know things are vastly different, obviously, but I still want to go.
You guys, if you don't know, Ali's life mission is to go back to Iran and live in Iran.
I will. I will do it.
Yes.
So, despite everything that's going on with the negotiations, all of the kerfuffles and everything, and I found out that there's a high likelihood that the Islamic Republic is lying about the Strait of Hormuz. It might not be in the way that you guys think, but I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to get your thoughts on it too. But before that, quick updates. So, Ghalibaf has arrived in Switzerland, and on the plane, they put Minab 168. They put this everywhere they go. This is their great propaganda. It's like, hey, world, ignore the fact that we killed tens of thousands of Iranians in 10 hours, but that one school, which we put next to a missile site that we use to launch missiles, and they died, which is tragic, very tragic. But the fact that they choose to focus on that will give you a complete perspective on what these guys are doing with propaganda. So anyway, I'll mute that. So here's Ghalibaf, and this is Islamic Republic State Media. That's Ghalibaf coming in with Araqchi, a couple steps behind him, and then it seems like again the person who's in charge of the banking system of the Islamic Republic is also with them. So I guess they're going to talk money as well, the frozen assets, something like that. I mean, these guys are here to get as much leverage, as many things for themselves as possible. And on the flip side of the world, we have JD Vance, who is taking off in his plane in order to go to Switzerland. So it looks like the Islamic Republic delegation has arrived at this point. JD hasn't, but he's probably somewhere close by. And yeah, that's our latest update on the physical whereabouts of where they are. Other than that, here's something interesting I have to tell you guys. So you guys heard that the Islamic Republic has closed the strait. Okay, here's the thing. How are they knowing how many ships are passing by? How's the Islamic Republic knowing? Because they have no more radars. They have no way to know if the ships are going in the middle of the night, just like the US was. So right now, CENTCOM's saying that the amount of ships that are passing through each day are like 55 ships, which is nothing compared to when the strait was actually open. And it's only like marginally better than when the US was actually escorting ships throughout the night. So we're like, okay, nothing really changed. Both sides are, saying whatever they want. But here's the thing. The Islamic Republic has no way of knowing. They're blind. They're blind and deaf. We hit all of their radars 10 days ago. They don't know what's going on. The reality could be different. So when the Islamic Republic says the strait is closed, they don't necessarily know exactly what they're talking about. They might not know the actual amount of ships that are passing by.
People are asking, don't they turn off their first of all, don't they have access to Chinese information being shared with them? And if they did, do the ships turn off their transponders?
Yeah, so the ships did turn off their transponders when they were coordinating to go out through the night with the US Navy. China's satellites are, honestly, they're really, really good because they've dumped as much AI infrastructure into those satellite imageries that they can. So they're actually really, really good, but they can't pick up everything. So if you're going through the night, it's really hard to track a ship. Especially if you guys saw that Tomahawk video we showed you guys, it was completely pitch black. And then the Tomahawk is launching from the US ship. There's nothing to be seen. You cannot see with a satellite if there's a ship there or not. So the Chinese satellites are doing their best, and they did detect that the US was doing this. They were escorting ships, but they don't know everything. So I think, in my opinion, there's more in the Strait of Hormuz that we don't know that's going on at the moment, and we don't know what's going on.
Okay, let's go within the stuff that you have. Oh, before we do so, though, let me just Aristotle Plato became I think this is from before, became a member. Thank you so much. More Stars Than Sand became a member. And Stick and Beans just gifted 5 memberships to people on Liberty Politics. Thank you so much, Stick and Beans.
Nice job.
That.
Yeah, thank you
guys. All right, let's go.
Okay,
yeah.
So if you guys caught our show yesterday, we talked about how the signatures on the MOU the signatures on Mujtaba Khamenei's statement saying that, hey, I didn't agree with this MOU, but because Pezeshkian wanted it, I'm game. So we told you guys that on the right is the real Mujtaba Khamenei's signature. On the left was his signature on the statement that he made a couple of days ago. And you can see that it just doesn't look the same. It looks like, he's probably having a tremor, he's pretty weakened, maybe he's in the hospital, whatever. We don't know if he's alive. The Islamic Republic, since this came out, has retracted the image on the left and fixed it. Yeah, so they actually covered it up. They've come out and they've taken out the image on the left, the signature on the left that looks like Mujtaba had a tremor in his hand, and they put his real signature on the right on the statement. So they got caught red-handed. Absolutely red-handed.
How could they not see that this is like, do we have the new image now that they fixed it?
No, I didn't get the new image, but I did get it verified that they did fix it.
Did they look even remotely the same?
I mean, kind of.
Okay,
it's see just why. Displaced.
Okay, actually, this makes me think that he's alive. Because if he was dead, they would just copy his signature as close as possible. You know what I mean? If he was
Yeah,
dead,
exactly.
somebody would just come and sign, like, look at his signature and practice it like a million times, and then copy it and just do it. The fact that it looks so different to me makes it seem like, okay, he is alive, and he's like, his hands are shaking or something like that.
Absolutely. So the person, the credible source about this was like, okay, so Mojtaba was in his mid-50s, and his signature on the right is the real one. The one on the left is someone who is above the age of 70. They have that tremor in their hand when they make a signature. So it looks like Mojtaba literally aged 15 or 20 years during these past few months.
Fine Stars is saying Mushtaba with that arm signed it. So like with like what? With his mouth or how? Like, oh,
Yeah, so
no.
these signatures are just not the same. So they came out and fixed it. Oh, what?
Maybe his hand is not. Oh, maybe his hand is not shaking. Maybe he lost his right hand and now he's signing with his left hand. Maybe that's what his
Could
signature
be.
looks like when you're signing it with your left hand.
That absolutely could be true. And I wish I knew. I wish I was in the same room with Mojtaba Khamenei.
Oh my god. Wait.
So, no.
That's not good.
Mm.
Now that you think about it. You know he sexually assaulted his nurses, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Male nurses.
right.
So
Anyway, so did you hear about the Nabavian statement that came out today?
the one where on TV when he was talking about reading the notes from the Supreme Leader, and no, show it to us.
Okay, just to make sure if it's the same one. Let me share this tab.
Yeah, I think that was I played part of that, but it might be a different part. But show it anyways because I want to see what you.
این الفاظ هاست. آنچه رقم خورده است تو مذاکرات پاکستان با آنچه قرار بود بشود و شرط مشروعیت مذاکرات بوده است تفاوت کلی دارد. خیلی این جمله. بعد فرمود مذاکره نکنید.
Basically saying that the MOU is really different from like what we should have gotten.
Yeah, he basically, I went through everything he said, like the last part of what he said, like a huge part of it. He's going through this. He's having Nabavian, which is a part of the Paidari camp. He's having an I told you so moment. Like he's going around now that the Supreme Leader is out and coming out against the MOU after it's already been signed. He's going around and saying like, we knew it. Our, you guys didn't. You guys were saying that we should, for the sake of unity, keep on shut up and just accept the negotiations, accept the agreement. You kept on telling us that the Supreme Leader is for it, but now he's saying he was against it. So we were right, you were wrong. So shut the fuck up. That's what he's going around and saying.
Exactly. The conditions are fundamentally different than what Mojtaba Khamenei wanted. So what actually happened after he came out and said this today? The state media channel that he went on and said this filed a lawsuit against him.
What?
Yeah, state media announced legal action against Nabavian. Damage control operations were also launched across regime media.
Wait,
so
what?
It looks like he might have run his mouth a bit more than he should have.
Yeah, at the end of it, when I was showing it, at the end of it, they cut him off and be like, okay, stop talking, and they cut the show.
I think he ran his mouth more. Because remember, guys, they're all coordinated. They're like, okay, Nabavian, you go say you're against this MOU. That's your job. But Nabavian's actually pissed off. And he ran his mouth a little bit more than he should have. So, yeah, his role is to basically be the person that's like, the MOU is bad. The MOU is bad.
Legal action by the state media over the guests that they had on. So they're like, they had him on and they're like, give us your opinion. And he gave you his opinion and like, okay, we're going to sue you for your opinion. Oh my God. But you asked me for my opinion. I'm like, yeah, now we're suing you for giving us.
I mean, that's not the
Oh
only
my
thing
God.
he said, right? He also came and said that like this MOU is a step towards having Iran turn into a US colony. He said a lot of things that I was just like, what are you saying? Are you sure you want to say that?
Yeah, he's saying like the MOU is so bad. Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he's going around and saying. He's saying this MOU is going to turn Iran into a colony of United States.
And they're like, sir, you were just supposed to say that the MOU is bad. He didn't
He
follow his
went too
lines.
far.
And so there's that. And then actually that might be a good time for me to say this. Okay, so there's this theory, okay, that I wrote down my thoughts, and it's that this recent agreement, this MOU with the Islamic Republic, isn't necessarily a retreat. It's by announcing the ceasefire and making this deal, he lifts all the domestic pressure inside of the United States' government off of himself, and then he made sure to include the impossible clause of the Israeli Hezbollah ceasefire, which makes his hand still open for war. Like he's still kind of in there because if Israel attacks and gets attacked, he has to defend them and help them. So there's that. And then that means that the fighting between the US and Israel is actually real. Israel just doesn't know that. The only one in on it is the US. So this feels and looks really real. So Israel has no idea that this fighting between the US and Israel is a show. They have no idea. Israel thinks it's actually reality that they're fighting.
Well, if Israel doesn't know, then it's not a show.
The US is the only one who knows it's a show. Like they're the only ones in on it.
If two people are fighting, for the fighting to be fake, both sides should know that it's fake. If one side is actually pissed off, then it's not fake anymore. It's real.
Yeah, so Israel completely thinks it's real, which is why it's so realistic what we're hearing. Right? This is just a theory, guys. Okay, so the ceasefire clause makes this MOU impossible to actually carry out because Israel and Hezbollah are never going to stop fighting. But the energy crisis in the world is averted. The price of oil starts coming down as it has been. All right, now internal Islamic Republic stuff. So we just saw Nabavion come out and run his mouth a little bit more than he should have, and he's a little bit in trouble now. All right, Mojtaba Khamenei, the gay Ayatollah, he's either dead or he's so out of commission, and you guys saw his signature, that he is being controlled by Ghalibaf the entire time. Since the very beginning, Ghalibaf he knows where Mojtaba is, he knows his state and his condition, and that's why Mojtaba came out and endorsed Ghalibaf. Meaning that Ghalibaf had plans for the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei being taken out first. Like he knew one day that if the US was to attack, and I mean he saw it coming, that they were going to take out Khamenei, and then he could start his plans according to that. And that's why he's becoming the face of the Islamic Republic. But the regime is targeted with internal struggles, and their social foundation between their own followers is being eroded and worn away. Not only did they sign the deal with the Americans, but they also have to give up their nuclear program. At the end of this 60 days, Pezeshkian is going to be thrown under the bus again. This is his ultimate use, in my opinion, is that everything that's happened so far is nowhere near what's going to happen over the course of the next 60 days or however long it takes for them to reach the nuclear negotiation, like the finality of it. But again, Pezeshkian is going to be that scapegoat. He's going to be thrown under the bus. And in this period of time, Ghalibaf has to somehow get everyone together on the same boat without the IRGC trying to fight him and split everything, which is going to be incredibly difficult for them. Okay, so if the war restarts or an uprising by the people happens, there's going to be less regime supporters because of this erosion between them. The nuclear issue is going to have a lot of them on split factions, which means that the next time that people come out, there might be less regime supporters who stand against them. And that limits the regime's response, whether it's a war or the uprising. Can you poke any holes into that theory? I know it has holes, but like, is there any glaring holes?
Well, I mean, okay, so first of all, we don't know if we're going to get ever to a deal, right? And also the 60-day ceasefire could just keep getting extended for a while, right? And but with Pezeshkian, you're completely right. Like, Pezeshkian is like, what's my purpose? And he's like, you take the blame. That's your purpose. You have no other purpose but to take the blame. The whole point of having a fake election is so that we could, and by blaming Pezeshkian, they're blaming the people for voting for Pezeshkian. But which part of it, like other than that, which parts of it do you want me to like judge? Like the main part, because a lot of it is right.
No, that's absolutely it. I mean, those were the same holes that I saw. Is that this can just keep on being extended? Could be extended another 5 months, 6 months after the midterms.
Yeah.
But this infighting is my biggest question. Is what I'm thinking about. The IRGC and Ghalibaf are on opposing ends. They're going to be competing against each other, and the extent of this competition and rivalry is going to be determined, I think, when the nuclear issue is finally finished. And I don't know if it's going to be determined in this 60 days. I think it's going to be after.
When did what year did Putin invade Ukraine?
2022.
Okay, so you know how it started and now it's just going on and on and on and on. This is what this could turn into, right?
Yeah, it could.
We could be here 5, 6, 7 years from now, and we're still going through this.
We could. Let me give you something, and you tell me what this could possibly mean. Let's just say, Armin, you're a IRGC officer, Basij, whatever, and you live in Khuzestan. You live in southwest Iran, where they launch all the rockets and stuff, okay? And it's a bit more of it's a less prosperous region than like Tehran, okay? Than like the Alborz province. Okay, so you live there, and you just went into the paycheck office to collect your paycheck for this month of June 2026. And you've reached the front of the line, and you're talking to the clerk, and the clerk is like, she's like, sorry, sir, let me call the commander or the bank or whatever. And it's been like 30 minutes that she's on the phone. Like, and you're like listening in, you're like, this is not going anywhere. So, in front of you, that's the scene. You look behind you, and there's like 13 other IRGC officers that and they're all standing right behind you waiting for their paycheck. And it's taking so long, so people pull out their phones, and they're like, look at the price of bread, look at the price of oil, cooking oil. It's been 400% in the last 6 months. It was like $20, now it's like $80. And you're like, and then you check your phone, and you're like, I'm supposed to be paid this much money. And then you check the prices, and you're like, oh my God, I can only buy like a quarter of the food that I could have bought before for my family. And that's the way it is for everyone. But then the regime, and so like, you guys are pissed, and you go to your commander, and the commander's like, he puts in a formal request to the IRGC headquarters, hey, pay my soldiers, what are you guys doing? And Tehran gets back to him. Stand by for orders. Keep the launchers at ready. Await your, next orders, blah, blah. Basically just saying nothing about money. You go back home, and on the news, you hear that the regime is saying that they're about to pay the Tehran Basijis because they prioritize the Tehran Basijis, the suppressive forces in a major big city, the capital, over you, you're not being paid and they are. Doesn't that drive a rift between them? It teaches you the lesson that you are less valuable than the other people in the IRGC who are in other places.
But what are you going to do about it? It's not like you could. I mean, they
You
have
might
been
not come out.
But then you're fucked. Like
maybe.
So first
Here's
of all,
the thing.
I finally agree with with InServer. He's saying they're used to it. Okay, these people have gone through delays and not getting paid and the biases, and they still show up at work because there's nothing else. It's already the best option that they got. So let's say if this month you're not getting paid, are you going to not show up to work? No, because there has been delays before. Eventually you get paid. Eventually you're going to get paid. So if I quit, then it's guaranteed that I'm not going to get paid.
Even if they get paid, do you think the inflation is going to go down now?
No, but what am I going to do? Like it's between having less to eat, living in a smaller area, and living in the streets. You know what I mean? So I can complain about not being able to afford meat and not even being able to afford eggs, but it's better than not being able to afford anything at all. Because if I quit, then there's nothing at all. There's no income. There's less income is better than no income.
True, I agree. So my question is, how long would this have to go on for them, for their salaries not to be raised, but the inflation is skyrocketing and the Basijis themselves buy less and less and less until the next uprising happens and they don't show up? They're like, it's not worth it. Would that ever happen, in your opinion?
Well, yes, some of them would think that. Okay, but some of them would think that if I don't show up, then it's definite. So here's the thing: you have to do a risk calculation. If it's about so the people who dare challenge the regime, they believe in it, right? Other people, if they're thinking about their own self-interest, right? Think about the game theory here. Okay, if I don't show up and don't do my job, there's a guaranteed chance that I'm not going to get any money. If I do show up and do my job, okay, yes, maybe the regime will fall, but if it doesn't, then I'm sure. Okay, so think about this. If the regime falls, I might not get paid. I don't know if they're going to rehire me into the army or anything like that. And even if they do, how long it's going to take? Like this regime falls, the establishment of this regime, we might go for years without them. First of all, they might kill me because of serving at all. I'm not sure. Like they told me that they're going to forgive us, but I don't know that. Two, they might not be able to. They might not hire me, and even if they want to hire me, they might not pay me for years until there's an actual government that manages to pay us. So if I just compare these two options with each other, I'm just going to go with the safer route that I'm guaranteed some money rather than no money at all, or possibly even death. So the risk analysis, you compare these to each other. If you're only based on self-interest, you might be like, fuck it, like at least I'm getting something, Also, you're getting as part of the IRGC, you're getting paid relatively better than other people. So yeah, you're getting worse and worse, but everybody else is going down faster than you. So you have a government job, which is a lot more secure than what other people have. You're the last one to get cut. Armed forces are the last people to get cut. So it's kind of safer.
Okay.
You just follow orders.
I absolutely agree. And I see that. I totally see that. So let's see. Here, what I was thinking essentially was, again,
also remember the regime is calculating, like the regime fears that the most, right? And they have data regarding their armed forces, confidence and faith in the regime and all. And if this becomes a source of fear, they will pay these people. Like they will cut from everything else and they will pay these people. They will feed them. They will give them better places to live. They will pay them more money, because that, if that's the main risk to the regime, then the regime knows that, and they will rather cut from other places than making this turn into a risk to them.
So could that be why it doesn't hurt as much if the regime does sell its oil, because they could pay the IRGC anyway by cutting off other people's funds?
Other things, yeah, you cut other things. This is, you know what changed, what actually changed the calculation of people who are working in IRGC? If the people that they're supposed to be shooting at can shoot back, that would change their calculation.
I have a clip for you on that. But before we get there, so it seems like targeting the ideology base, would that do more damage to these?
Also, by the way, one
lower
more
level?
thing. Now that the blockade is over, the IRGC is going to get paid. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's going to get paid, and they're going to get paid everything that, all the delays. You know that story that you were telling me. Once they get to their turn, they're going to get paid this month and the months before and the month before, and everything that was missed, they're going to get paid for sure. Now that the blockade is over, they might even pay them extra for as an apology.
They might. My question was, again, the inflation and the amount of money that they're going to get paid. How is the inflation going to erode their money over the course of this year and next year? Because this is just going to get worse and worse.
So again, the regime can look at how much the IRGC is upset, and given that that's a huge risk factor, they will. I mean, the thing is that you do get pay increases in Iran year over year. The complaints of the Iranian people that work in government is that the pay increase does not match inflation, right? But if IRGC fighters get pissed and the government has data to evaluate that this is getting a major risk, they will pay them. Because if you could see what's happening, Ali, the regime has more information regarding the conditions of the IRGC fight. I mean, they will try to get it by paying them the least possible, right? But if this turns into a risk, they will pay them more.
Gotcha. Okay, so the money side is gone. So what about the nuclear? What's your best guess on how the nuclear uranium being diluted or taken out of Iran affecting these same IRGC people? Now they got their money, but what about the belief in the regime?
Okay, so I think that the belief in the regime influences some of the most influential influencers within the regime, and also all of these people who are coming out into the streets. But when it comes to the armed forces, what percentage of them do you think it's about the belief in the regime versus just pay me?
20%.
20% what? Ideological?
20% are ideological.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, maybe like 10% would be influenced by the. I mean, the rest of them would be like, man, this sucks, but but not enough to not show up to work, right? But 10% is significant. Like, that's a. I think even,
that's tens of thousands.
Very high. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
But remember that now they are filled with money again to pay their IRG. Now without a blockade, they have the oil money is big. Like, that's a lot of money. So all of those ships just left. The revenue is going to come back. Now they have deep pockets again to pay the IRGC and the proxies and Hezbollah, right? By the way, the blockade being removed, now that the US blockade being removed, that means Hezbollah is getting funded. That means Israelis dying is from the oil money that Hezbollah is receiving because of the removal of the blockade.
Yeah, if financially they're able to transfer that money, which they probably will be able to now. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about the economic portion of the IRGC. And then I want to ask you about the nuclear, the ideology. So, the economic issue probably not going to have an effect on these lower level IRGC, like you just discussed. The ideology with the nuclear, let's just say 10% maximum, are going to be like, oh man, this is not what I signed up for. Max. Okay, and the third one is the arming of the people, them shooting you back. These three factors together, which the third one, the arming of the people, is the most significant one, is why I wanted to discuss to you and see if we compound these things together, what does it look like? So Reza Pahlavi, our leader, said that he's developing underground networks to organize people. So this is going to be the Garda Javidan, the defectors that he knows, to get more and more people coordinated with each other. At the same time, he directly can't say that we want to arm the people, which is why some people think that he's not calling for the arming of the people. But Said Ghassanejad does say that, and he's Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi's right-hand man. So this is a position that they're taking, and it looks like they might step forward to pursue this more, obviously with having any sort of legality tied back to them be cut. Like they don't want any sort of thing that they can have traced to them on that. Having the people being armed with that video that we saw, where these amateur IRGC Basijis are hitting themselves with tear gas, they don't have the adequate training for this. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told anyone yet. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not. Okay. If you don't want to talk about it, I will stop talking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think people are just more so concerned for you. But if you've obviously thought about this, and if it doesn't scream danger, then honestly, you would know better than me.
I'm just brainstorming an idea that people gave me from inside Iran, and if it's a bad idea, we won't do it. You find other ways.
Also, guys, let's not speculate or give info on where I live or where I do not live. It's not a smart thing for me to discuss. But with that, see that's what I think. You want to go on to the super chats?
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to super chat. And Ali, maybe after we finish the stream, if you wanted to tell me anything else, I'll talk to you about it right after the stream.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jagatak saying, as an ex-Muslim, ex-Pakistan, well, you can't be ex-Pakistani, but okay. Ex-Muslim Pakistani, my new favorite pastime is watching Durko videos with you both. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for bringing the laughs and helping through these rough times. Well, I appreciate you being here. And I hope one day both of our countries become de-Islamized. Okay. And I appreciate your support. And we got confetti. Thank you, guys. Jagatek, I really appreciate you being here. Always. Thank you so much. Your kind words. Hezi is saying, Armin, please tell Sketch I'm so sorry for the personal attack he took. For the personal attack he took. And as an Israeli, I completely disagree with her. He did a great job modding. As always, too bad I didn't watch it in real time. You know what? I'm going to screenshot your super chat and send it to Sketch on Telegram right now. And I'm sure he's going to love it. Okay? I just screenshotted your super chat and sent it right to him. And thank you. That's very kind. Thank you. So by the way, I saw this comment. I just wanted to highlight that because it was really nice. I felt good. Starting Fresh was talking to Nina, saying, Nina, I feel upset too. That's not why I highlighted. The second part is why I loved reading this, saying it has been mind therapy to watch Armin on that. Well, thank you. That makes me feel good. That's the effect that it has on you. But then I was thinking, what did Nina say that you that you were responding to it, and I found it, and I was like, and I got, oh my god. Nina is saying, I'm totally unhappy with Vance. I will not vote for him in 2028. Donald Trump has betrayed Israel and the Iranian people. MAGA is dead. What do you think about that, Ellie?
The betrayed Israel and the Iranian people is a little heavy. If you guys have more information than I do, then I guess you can make that statement. But if you don't want to vote for Vance, that's your total freedom. You can totally vote for whoever you want. And in fact, if a free Iran is your objective, it looks like Marco Rubio at this point is a much better candidate than JD Vance. If you want to be more isolation, yeah, exactly. And if you want to be more isolated in the world and keep to yourself, then please go ahead and vote for JD Vance.
And if you want to also divide United States and Israel. Yeah. And Jagatai with another super chat saying Mushtaba is either dead or indisposed. And US is knowingly playing along to lend credibility to any agreement while the Islamic Republic factions continuing fighting. You know, it is a possibility, Ali, that US knows that Mushtaba is dead, but they're just going along with it. What do you think?
I think it would do them more good if they knew if Mushtaba was dead and be like, yeah, we killed them too. We killed Khamenei Senior, we killed Khamenei Junior. Now you guys have to elect a new supreme leader. That would cause more chaos.
Well, maybe they don't want chaos. Maybe Ghalibaf is going in the direction that they want, and they think like let him make statements on behalf of Mushtaba for a while right now. Maybe Americans don't want chaos.
If that's what they want, then yeah. If that's what they want.
And thank you. That's interesting to think about, Jakatai. And then Stick and Beans saying Trump will be back for Christmas if what? And if he wins midterms, Christmas. I felt that right when he stopped the attacks in April, and I still feel that. Okay, that's the most optimistic situation, is that President Trump is doing all of this for the sake of the midterms, and after the midterms, he's going to be right back at it. I completely see that. I completely see that argument, and I hope it's true. That's the most optimistic view, and I hope it's true. More and more people are pointing. I mean, we pointed that out a long time ago, and now more and more people are pointing that out as well. Joanne is saying, I still think new leader and Vahidi are dead. I mean, Joanne, if that ends up being true, both of them are being dead, we're never going to forget that you are the main person that was saying that, okay? We will forever call you a prophet. You will become the official prophet of this channel, okay? So you have been saying that for a long time, and if it ends up being true, you will always be remembered for this prediction. And thank you for the super chat. And NARKB is saying, guys, juicy news. Starmer to resign on Monday. Is this true, Ali? That's a
I don't
big.
know.
Is this? Oh my God, that's a big
Nail
step.
Bunny, is this true?
Ooh, guys, Nail Bunny, help us out. She said, you know what she's gonna say? I already sent it to your Telegram, Armin. Check your Telegram. That's what she was gonna say. Is it my Telegram? Oh,
Nail Bunny said no.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes? Woohoo? No? No, it's not true. Okay.
Nail Bunny said no.
No. Saying less support for the regime and manpower to the global rights. And more power, but manpower. And more power to the global right. Javicha. So wait, Neil Bunny saying no, it's not true? Oh yeah, saying that would be breaking news here. So Neil Bunny is saying nope, that's not happening. So now we have to see. Damn. Okay, I got happy for no reason. Ida, thank you for the super chat saying, oh, you should read this, Ali.
Ida says, Ali, I can see your ears. Yep. I have them.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Lower your gaze, sister. Lower your gaze. Haram. Okay.
Thanks, Ida.
And we get another super chat. Roman Cabbage saying, Armin, check with Jeffrey. It's what he talks about. Yep. Well, I have to check with maybe some lawyers or something. Don't want to get into legal trouble. Guys, everything I said about like my plan is just in Minecraft until further notice. And thank you. KP, thank you so much for the super chat saying, Armin, I will donate for humanitarian aid. We have no control over what they purchase with that money. My concern is the wrong people see this. They will track down the sales. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna make sure that I talk to enough people. And yeah, maybe we'll just not do that and we'll support Iranian people getting food and stuff like that. How about that? Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Humanitarian. Yes, we will focus on humanitarian aid. And we'll see. Let me actually discuss it. And guys, just know I'm not gonna do anything that is illegal. You know, nothing that is legal. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna be abiding by the law. I guarantee that. Okay, I will double, triple check everything, and anything I would do would be by the law. And it's also should be something that could be verified. You know what I mean? I don't want to. People are like, how do I know? Like, okay, and if it can't be verified, we'll just won't do it. And if it's risky and if it puts anyone at risk needlessly, we won't do it either. Okay, so if it's illegal, we won't do it. If it puts people at risk, we won't do it. If it violates community guidelines, we won't do it. And if it can't be verified, we won't do it. Okay? Okay. Wait, did I read that whole thing? Okay, Armin, I will donate to humanitarian aid. We have no control. Yeah, I read that whole thing. Thank you, Aunt K. Aunt K, thank you so much for the super chat. And then we have, how do you pronounce this?
Shmuel Sperling.
Sperling. Saying, keep it keep as a secret as possible. The enemy is watching. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, the enemy is over. You know, I actually know the enemy is watching because some of the people in my network in Iran was arrested, and in jail when they were interrogating them, they told him and her to tell me to watch myself because they're gonna come after me. So my network in Iran, a couple of them, when they were arrested during their negotiations, they were told to come to send a message to me and tell me that they will get me eventually. So I know they're watching. And then we got another super chat by Erickson saying, "Take my money." Thank you for the super chat. And Hezi, thank you so much for the super chat saying, "Oh, this one is for you."
Oh, Addy, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone should know the regime is illegitimate. Ashamed of? What was I ashamed of? Do you remember?
Going to Iran?
I wasn't ashamed of that. Hezi, what do you mean? Oh, my ears. Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
People are messing with me. Wow. Steve. Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe these are two different statements. Your ears are nothing to be ashamed of, plus the regime is illegitimate. These are separate points.
That's how we should take it.
Okay. That's how we're going to take it. And then Jahangir, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Always supporting us. Thank you. Ida, also supporting us. Thank you so much. Saying, oh, this is for you again.
Oh, Says Ida says, Andy, we all know you live on the moon and sometimes go to Mars. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
if anyone's listening, that's where I live, on the moon.
They have good internet there, apparently.
Yeah,
Um,
Starlink.
Jahangir saying, greetings from Sweden. I love you. Oh, wow. Thank you. We love you too, Jahangir. By the way, that's a pretty badass name, Jahangir. And then he's also giving us a super chat to say, I hate you too.
I love
thank
you
you
too.
for telling us that. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Thank you for telling us, though. And then Casey with a super chat saying, MAGA will never die. Eat shit, liberal trolls. Oh, my God. Okay. I mean, a lot of the
Dang.
people who are saying MAGA is dead, they're not left. They're right leaning who are some of them are right leaning people who are disappointed with Trump. But yeah. And thank you, Casey, for the super chat. And then RG is thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Jangir with another super chat saying, you know what I think? I just remind you. Okay, that's very mysterious. Maybe it's in the next super chat from him saying, if you say Trump's name in Sweden, you see nose bleeding instantly. Insane. Why? Well, that sounds insane.
I guess they hate him.
They hate him. Okay. Sarah, thank you for the super chat saying, Armin, I need a pep talk. I still have faith, but I'm nervous and feel sick in the pit of my stomach. Money flowing to the regime is scary. Javid Shah. Yep. Money flowing to the regime is really bad for our cause. The pep talk is that the money flowing to the regime is very insignificant compared to what was taken from them in the past few months. This is a fraction of what the regime has lost. Like, the regime has lost about $1 trillion. So that's $1,000 billion over Operation Epic Fury and Operation Economic Fury. Overall, they have lost $1 trillion. So, for example, we're talking about the release of funds up to $28 billion. So 28 compared to 1,000, right? And on top of that, Sarah, the entire cost of the Islamic Republic's nuclear program so far, all over these years, has been $2 trillion. So that's an additional $2 trillion separate from the $1 trillion that they lost over Operation Economic Fury and Operation Epic Fury. Another $2 trillion that went all gone with Operation Midnight Hammer. All gone with Operation Midnight Hammer. $2 trillion of the sad part is that that's the wealth of our nation, but that was what the Islamic Republic spent on trying to get their nuclear program, and it's all gone. All gone. That's $3 trillion. And we're now talking about, so that's $3,000 billion. And now the Islamic Republic is trying to get 24 back. 24 in frozen assets. So what I'm saying is that the amount of damage the Islamic Republic has received from the 12-day war and then Operation Epic Fury and Operation Economic Fury is unrepairable. And the Islamic Republic is so weak. And if they have a little bit of recovery, is nothing compared to what they have lost so far. Let me know if that helps.
Yep. They get to sell their oil again, but they were selling it before anyway. They're just $3 trillion down the drain. Khamenei down the drain. Both Khamenei's down the drain. 100 or so generals down the drain. Missiles are gone. They're about to give up the uranium completely. They're falling apart. Inflation skyrocketing. They were already going downhill before. This just sped it up. Now let's see how they're going to try and play it.
So one thing people need to realize that a lot of the loss from, so oil wells are not something that if you close it and if you remove, like if you extract less oil from it, that's oil that you already lost, right? So a lot of the money that the Islamic Republic has lost is never going to be taken back. They're never going to be able to recover it. It's true that the blockade removal is going to mean that the Islamic Republic can still now go back to selling oil. But it's also true that most of the damage on the Islamic Republic is not recoverable. And the Islamic Republic has never been this weak. So there's my pep talk. Let me know if that was helpful.
Yeah.
And then Justin is saying, Armin, what about a long-term plan of arming Iranian through Mossad smuggling weapons in? Well, it needs, if any form of arming the Iranian people needs to be done with coordination with Prince Reza Pahlavi and his team. So if that is the plan, Mossad, as much as I love Mossad, given that they were trying to arm the Kurdish separatists, shows that there are things that even Mossad is not like informed about. Not even Mossad knows. Like we could have told them that this is a bad idea, and now you could tell that it was a horrible idea, right? So whatever Mossad wants to do when it comes to collaborating with the Iranian people has to be done with the collaboration of Prince Reza Pahlavi and his team. All right, let's go through these. Eric sent with a super chat saying, wink, cough, sure, we can donate for food. Oh my God. Okay, guys, maybe, I don't know. Oh, wink and cough. All right,
aid.
and then, humanitarian aid. Jangir with a super chat saying, flexing. Thank you for flexing with a super chat. Appreciate your support, Jangir. Always supporting us and very generous. Thank you. Jahangir with another super chat saying, my name is Victor Ramin Jahangiri. That's a pretty badass name. That's three badass names back to back.
Yeah.
And thank you. And Yoshi with a super chat saying, do you support troops on the ground in the US? No ground invasion. Here's what I support. I support something that the Americans are happy with, okay? Because these are Americans, the American army, and I want the Americans to be happy with what's happened, how their military is being used. It's a democracy, so it should be done. Politicians should respect the will of the people, and the American people don't want a ground, a ground invasion similar to what happened in Iraq. Maybe they would be okay with like troops on the ground on a limited level in southern Iran with the Marines, maybe liberating an island or Bandar Abbas, maybe that level, but nothing compared to what happened, like nothing remotely close to what happened in Iraq with Saddam 20 years ago. Yeah, guys, I know the United States is a constitutional republic, but a republic is a limited democracy. So when people say United States is not a democracy, it's a republic, that's a misunderstanding of what a republic is. A republic is a form of democracy. The United States is not an absolute democracy. A republic is a limited form of a democracy. So United States is a democratic country, but it's not an absolute democracy, which means it's a constitutional republic. And Yoshi, thank you so much for the super chat saying, I already read that. And Jahangir with the super chat saying, Epic Fury deleted the whole structure of leadership, and the Ayatollah who have Word of God just got erased. Yep, so exactly. Don't ever forget that. That's what Epic Fury did. Jagatai saying, easier to puppeteer a secretly dead leader. What does that stand for?
What do you think?
Why? What do you think? Okay, yeah. I mean, it is a possibility. I'm not going to rule it out. The Americans and Israelis have said to us that they think he's alive, but that might just be mind games. So it's, it's up in the air. Yeah, we don't know, but it could be. Michanuga saying, Armin, you be live all day. Yeah, I know. I do. I be. Thank you. Philly saying, continuing what Jahangir said, countering. Sorry. No, it's continuing. What Jahangir said, no, people in Sweden doesn't like Trump party because of our biased media. You mean okay? They don't like Trump because of our biased media who take some of his quotes out of context, etc. Okay, so you're confirming what Jahangir was saying. Okay, because of our biased media, and then Jahangir with a super chat saying, "That is reason. So why do you write no? I did get into the why and the who and the how. Chill. Wait, what did I say? I didn't say no.
Maybe he's responding to someone else in the chat.
Oh, okay. No, he was not saying no to you. Oh, the previous person was not saying no to you. They were actually confirming what you're saying, and they were agreeing with you, and they were giving their reason. So they were actually agreeing with you, right? They're saying continuing. So they weren't against you. And thank you for the super chat. And then Yoshi with a super chat saying, should we keep the blockade? We seem to make more damage with economic fury. Also, what is the best end game for USA? Ali, you go ahead. You take this.
The blockade is gone. It's already gone. And yeah, we were doing a lot of damage with economic fury, but the United States is prioritizing gas prices over everything else. So the best end game for the USA is to wait this out, bring gas prices down. They win the midterms. President Trump has all the political capital and everything he wants to come back and destroy the Islamic Republic with full pressure so that in 2027, the Islamic Republic is done and dusted and gone.
Right. Yeah, that's a good answer. You start this?
Yeah. So Starting Fresh was asking, does Addy also have a channel separate to subscribe to? I'm super new. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Oh, my God. Yeah, link. Let me put the
do.
link. We're live there right now. And the link is in the description. And the link, I will put the link in the chat. How many subscribers now do you have, Ali?
I just hit 1,800 today.
Oh, guys, get Ali to 2,000. Link in the chat. Let me put the link.
Also, side note, everyone's been so kind. All of you in the chat have been super kind, super supportive, except for you in server. You have not. But everyone's been so kind to me, and I really appreciate it. And most of all, Armin, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you. Wow, way to call that in server. Okay, and then last super chat before we go back to the news saying, oh, I didn't know, this is from Justin, saying, oh, I didn't know it was Mossad that tried arming Iranians through the Iraqi Kurds. I thought that was the US that tried that. My bad. Well, it was actually both. They were doing it together. It was a joint operation. And saying, my bad, man, seems like a lot of bad decisions all over the place. Yep, I mean, there are many good ones, but there are also some bad ones, for sure.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The US and the CIA and Mossad trying to arm the Kurds, their plan was to come and carve out a piece of Iran for these Kurds, and then to start and launch the invasion from there. When I read more about the plan, about these Israeli officials who were talking about it, that's what they wanted to do. Which now I'm like, okay, if that's what you wanted to do, fuck off.
Yeah. You know, if that's what they wanted to do, we should seriously just go focus on arming the Iranian people only, and nothing else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch my country turn into a freaking, I don't know, Iraq 2.0 with that strategy, where you have an active war zone across the entire country and you have different groups, everyone just getting weapons all over the place.
Yeah. So I wanted to respond to Texas saying, calling us a democracy furthers the Marxist agenda to change our constitution to a direct democracy. Well, Marxists could go fuck off. I mean, they're not going to have any. I mean, it's Marxists. Marxists will not win this with this. Marxists will win through migration and demographic engineering and an open border policy, right? That's how they're going to win. But based on definitions in political philosophy, a republic is a limited form of democracy. I mean, that's by definition. by definition of what a republic is. So a republic has democratic elements, which means that a republic, a constitutional republic, uses a constitution to limit how democratic a nation is. So it's still democratic, but it's limited. So a republic is a form of government that uses a tool like a constitution as a way to avoid the rule of majority. I know what you're, I know you know the definitions. I'm just saying it's not wrong. So yeah, so you're saying I know the definition, what the definition is, LOL. I'm just, well, I mean, like I'm telling everybody, right? Like I'm not just saying it, like obviously my audience is not just you, right? I didn't say you don't know. I just want this to be an opportunity to I'm just defending me saying that, right? Yeah, I know. Texas Troop, you're saying I'm well aware of the types of democracy. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, there are other people here. I'm talking to everybody. Like this is not me lecturing you, right? There are other people listening to this as well. So don't feel attacked just because I'm explaining something. You know, if I'm explaining this, it's for the sake of everybody listening, right? What was I saying? Yeah. So me saying the United States is a democracy is true by definition. By definition, United States is democracy. So yeah, so that is not wrong, because every time I say United States is democracy, people say to me like, no, it's not a democracy, it's a republic. Well, yeah, republics are democracies. So Jewish Hamilton is saying we will vote communism in one day. No, you fucking won't, because communism is the most destructive, evil form of ruling over people in the world. Communism is evil. Communism kills. Communism is a bigger death cult than Islam. Fuck communism, and more people are aware are becoming aware of how shitty communism is. And honestly, Samantha, now that you're putting that with a smiley face there, let me tell you, if you support communism, then you're anti-Iran. And I promise you, the vast majority of the Iranian people fucking despise communism more than they hate Islam, with a huge margin. And communism is anti-Iranian, communism is anti-American, and communism is anti-Israeli, and it's anti-Zionism. Anybody who supports communism is against Iran, it's against Israel, it's against the United States, and it's against the fucking world. It's a disease. And just know that if you support communism, you would be considered a force for the enemy by the vast majority of the Iranian people. And I'm just telling you how it is. Okay, let me just go through this really. How about Ali? You tell me some of the, you let's go through some of your updates, and then Samantha, I had to tell that to you because you put that with a smiley face at the end, because I know you're trying to, you put that there to be like that as a way to be like, that is not an argument, and you think you're putting that smiley face at the end as a way to try to attack the valid points that we're making here with like a smirk at the end. So I'm going to tell you, because I know you care about the Iranian people. The Iranian people fucking hate communism, and communism is far worse than Islam. And you should know that your ideas has no place in Iran, and the Iranian people are some of the greatest fighters against communism. So that is my response to that smiley face that you put at the end of that statement.
Yeah,
but go on.
But no, I think I like these super chats. We only have a few left, and then Fleshy Interloper was also like, his super chat will perfectly go into what I want to talk about. Armin, I have some really good things for you. I have some really good things for you that I want you to see. I can't wait to show you. Okay, so Jahangir said that, Ali, you are a future Super Saiyan. I would love to invest in you. Well, you are by watching, and thank you already. You're already doing more than enough. Thank you so much. And Fleshy Interloper saying, for Ali chat. Okay. See, people do this, and it catches me so off guard because, like people like Fleshy Interloper, like Amy or Sarah, like all these people who are so kind to me on a like unconditional basis, I don't know how to respond to repay your kindness. I'm not sure. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me know.
Yes.
And speaking of Sarah, says, P.S. We cherish and love you both. Damatun Gam. See what I mean? Like every message is so kind. And Yoshi saying, should we take Karg Island after the midterms? Not a bad idea.
Bandarabos.
Depends on how
my
you.
vote is, yeah, my vote is Bandarabos. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by take. If you want to go put troops on there and you haven't destroyed all of the Islamic Republic's artillery and missiles and drones, you're going to see some casualties. So we'll see. And Jahangir also says Marxism and Sharia law and Islamic law should be forbidden. Ooh.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing, Jahangir. I think if you forbid them, they grow faster. I mean, Islamic. Okay, no. Islamic law should be forbidden for sure. No, I agree with that because law, it means that they're in politics. So yeah, Islamic law should be forbidden. Sharia is Islamic law, so I agree with that. Marxism in politics should be forbidden for sure, but giving your Marxist bullshit ideas, expressing them, that shouldn't be forbidden, because I do believe in free speech. But I think it's not a violation of free speech to make it illegal for Marxism to be in your government. So Marxism should be illegal in politics. There should be a ban on Islam in politics. There should be a ban on Marxism in politics for sure. Okay, but if you are an individual retarded person that is supporting, I don't know, Islam or Marxism, then do that. We will deal with your shit by talking against you, whatever. But yes, Islamic law, 100% agree, should be banned. Sharia should be banned, because when you say law, you're talking politics. 100%. And if by Marxism you see you're saying Marxism in government, I agree with you, but I do think people should be able to just say their Marxist bullshit ideas, because I want to be able to know what they're saying so I could respond to them.
Yeah, thanks, Jahangir. And NARKB said, what I said about Starmer seems true based on X. Based on X.
I mean, X is not like
answer?
Who on X. Yeah, so like who on X? Like is a which account? Like a credible source on X, or just like people saying it's true? So that would then be based on X. Doesn't seem like doesn't add that much confidence in.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's based on X, and I mean, if you want to go based on X, then I have news for you. Apparently, planet Earth is flat based on X.
Yeah. And Armin is Basij.
Oh my god, yeah.
But hey, I promise we will cover that if that happens. As soon as we get that, we're covering it.
You might be right, though. You might be right. You might be right, but we just you might be 100% right. But let's just wait until we get a good source.
Yeah, and Ida saying, bless you, Ali, when I sneezed. Thank you so much.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I forgot. Sorry, Ali. Bless you. I should have said bless you.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ida. Bless you too. And Fleshy Interloper saying, what news? What news, you say? Okay. Let's run through a couple things real quick. First we have Saad Ghassanejad's opinion on what we should do now. So he's saying, for those of you that are saying, what do we do now? What plan exists? This is my view. The solution still lies in the simultaneous occurrence of three things. Three things need to happen. One, the massive presence of the Iranian people. Two, the presence of the armed Javidan Guard, so Iranian people armed. And three, defection of the suppressive forces of the Islamic Republic who joined the Iranian people. This is the way. This is what we should focus on, according to him. What do you think about that? His reasoning is the greatest asset of Iran is its people. So this is what we should be focusing on, the people.
Let's go from the top down, like read the whole thing. Can you go?
Okay, sure. So for those, do you want me to just show you in Persian if you want to just read it?
No, it's English is okay. Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who say, what should we do now and what plan exists? I have suggested 10 practical steps for the months ahead. My compatriots have also proposed good ideas in the comments. In my view, the solution still lies in the simultaneous occurrence of 3 events: the massive presence of the people, so uprising, the presence of armed Javidan guard cells, so armed Iranian people, and 3, the active defection of the repressive forces joining the people. The regime's crime on the 8th and 9th of January showed that to triumph over these repressive forces, we need far greater firepower. The national movement's competitive advantage is its population, so every solution must rely on this competitive edge. All the proposed suggestions are aimed at reaching this point.
This
So that
is
is what
the
he thinks.
first time. This is the first time I've seen somebody so close to Princess of Pahlavi is now advocating for arming the Iranian people.
Yeah. Do you remember I said that earlier? I was like, someone like Saeed Hassanija just came out and said that earlier.
Okay, so guys, look at this. We've been saying this, and now it's getting to Princess of Pahlavi's team. So we were on the right path. You know, the Armas campaign was on the right path. It was on the right path. Ali, can you send me that?
Yeah, of course. So guys, Prince Reza Pahlavi himself came out and said that we need to develop more underground networks for the coordination of the Iranian people. He himself didn't say weapons, guns, or anything like that, right? But that's what he said. Then his right-hand man, the closest person to him, comes and says, arm the Iranian people. Armed. This is their position. This is where we're heading.
So, and guys, remember that we started together here the greatest campaign for arming the Iranian people way before this. And nobody and way before this, and now we're getting confirmation that was the right thing to do. That's good. And thank
Absolutely.
you guys for saying what you're saying in the chat. I appreciate that.
So it looks
Look
like
at this.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, go on. Thank you, Sarah.
That's because of you.
And
Yes,
you.
absolutely. That is because of you. I'm gonna brag about that. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this guy I go live with, you know, he decided to make this campaign, and then 24 hours later, you know, Donald Trump's like, oh, okay. And Prince Reza Pahlavi's like, oh, okay. Like all these people high up in the world are seeing what he's doing. Like, yeah, I go live with him. Yeah, I could talk to him if you want to. Yeah, I could put a word in.
Thank you, guys.
And okay, so that's the direction we're heading. If anyone was a bit more confused on the Iranian people's position, this is the official position coming out of Prince Reza Pahlavi's team directly. This is the direction that we're heading into. So, and then before we get on to what the Islamic Republic, so I'm going to tell you guys what the United States is up to at this moment. Then I'm going to tell you what the Islamic Republic launcher boys are up to, the people who man the missile launchers and stuff. Then we have what do we call it? Telegram group chat.
Oh my god,
Telegram from the Islamic Republic supporters.
It's Telegram time, guys. After that, ooh.
So we have Eric Henderson with this super sticker here. Thank you so much. And Jahangir says, I want also that you enforce the law more than they do today. Letting them go after 14 convictions, I'm talking about Dubai enforcement on those ideas. No one will dare. Yeah, so Jahangir here is saying something that I am going to push for if I ever run for office one day, which is if someone is a flat-out criminal, convict, felon, etc., and they've been arrested multiple times, you do not just arrest them and let them go. You crack down on them with the most severe punishment that you can give them for that crime. I'm a heavy heavy supporter of that. Consequences means that no one will dare to do that crime again. Now, especially white collar crime like money laundering and bribery and corruption like that. I want to crack down on that as hard as possible. Because you know who else did? Mohammad Reza Shah, the last Shah of Iran.
Yep. We
Anyway.
completely agree.
Yeah. And thanks, Jahangir. And Teresa Betancourt says, Ali, you have skills. Just read more books. Love you and Armin Navabi. I do read books. That's what I've been doing like my whole life. But I read I tell Armin, I read fantasy books where the main character starts off super weak and he has nothing going for him. But then through his own hard work and grit and determination, by the end of the book, he's like a god level character. Like he just has like godlike powers and everything. And I love that because it's like you did that through your own hard work. Like hard work pays off. Anyway.
It's the hero's journey. It's a hero's journey. That's what it's called.
Yeah, hero's journey. I love that. And Michanuga says, Iranians okay with communism? W2F, who thinks this actually a effing moron? Okay, guys.
No,
you know.
Yeah. No, it's a bad take, but the Iranians don't support communism. But I don't want to like attack Samantha. You know, I love Samantha. I sometimes disagree with her passionately, but I love her, right? And I want her to feel loved here, even though, you know, me, I love Samantha, okay, but I'm not going to hold back Samantha, and I think that you should expect me as a friend to you to just tell you when your takes are crap, right? So because that's what as a friend, I would think I would be dishonest to you if I didn't tell you that you have a shit take, okay? Me telling you that you have a shit take is not me being an enemy to you. It's me being actually a friend to you, okay? Because I know that you want everybody to just be safe and live a good quality of life. I know that's your goal. That's my goal. I just think your method of getting there is a shitty way, right? And if I am honest with my friends, so if I didn't tell you that if I didn't tell you that I think that your method of getting to a safe and good life for most people is a shit way to get there, it's me not being a friend to you because I'm holding back and I'm being dishonest with you. So don't think that me telling you that I think your method is a shit method is me turning against you. Okay, it's me just being honest with my friend.
Thank you. And Carrie Meta is saying, for Ali, such a smart young man. You give me hope when things are looking dismal. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, guys, it's not over. It's not like in-servers in the chat saying it's over. There's no hope for regime change. That chance is gone. That is the most untruth. Like, it could be nothing farther from the truth. It's such a ridiculous statement. And Fickle Knot saying, on top of everything happening with the Islamic Republic here in Canada, Carney is turning our country against Trump by partnering with China. No joke. Yeah, I'm not actually too well versed.
Fickle Knot. On top of everything happening with the Islamic regime here in Canada, Carney is turning our country against Trump by partnering with. Yeah, I know that's fucked up. I mean, that is fucked up. Canada, you know, Canada is opening the door to the CCP right next to United States. Like this is so bad. Like this is bringing the CCP where it's the most damaging to the United States. It's really bad. That is something thank you for reminding us about that, because that is something that more people need to pay attention to. More people, most people don't understand how significant this is, and I think in the future more people are going to talk about this. Thank you for reminding us that is happening. That is really unfortunate. More people need to talk about this.
Yeah.
By the way, before you go to the next super chat, I found a picture of in server online. I don't know if people. This is in server. Okay. I don't know if you guys know, like, do you? I think everybody knows this, right? Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
guys, don't be like that, okay? Because if you have a defeatist attitude, then we're not going to go anywhere. Like, if you think like all hope is lost, then what's the point? Like, should we just all give up, like not do anything? Like, you're just sitting back and complaining about things, right?
Even in server doesn't think what he actually says, because if he did, he wouldn't be here.
Right.
And we have Mike Anuga again, who says hashtag Alligram. The people have asked for the Alligrams. Okay, here we go, guys.
Alligram. I like this name, by the way. Alligram. Let's do that.
Alligram. Okay. All right. So we're gonna, as always, we start off with the most mild Alligram, and then we get to the spiciest ones. Okay. So, Farce News up top here. They just announced that the Zionist regime targeted the town of blah, 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 blah in Lebanon, okay? And they're hitting Hezbollah members. They've been doing this every day. This regime supporter, what's his name? Mohsen, has come out and said, someone please explain once and for all what a ceasefire means. I totally understand this guy. Maybe our understanding of a ceasefire is wrong. Wasn't it supposed to be that Iran would not attack Israel on Sunday in return for the naval blockade being lifted completely and quickly? And a ceasefire in Lebanon would be fully established after that. So what happened? Why isn't someone in the country answering? Wow. So this is the first one, right? And we totally get we get this. We're asking this ourselves.
Okay? But guys, these are like for people who are new here. Like Ali, you should explain to people what you're doing.
Yes, I should explain.
Who don't know. Yeah, so because some people don't have a context, Ali goes into IRGC Telegram groups and finds comments of pro-regime, pro-IRGC, anti-negotiations people, and shows us the butthurt and them losing their mind regarding the regime not they think the regime is falling and defeated because of the MOU. They think the Americans are winning. They think that the Islamic Republic is capitulating to the Americans. So Ali goes and finds pro-regime butthurt messages in the Telegram, and then he uses show them the Persian, because they're not writing this in English, right? So the original, this is how they're written, and he just uses the extension on on Chrome to show us the Ali, always show the Persian first before you turn it to English, so people know what's happening.
That's a good idea. So this person's asking what we're all wondering. What do you mean ceasefire if Lebanon and Israel are still hitting each other and the blockade is lifted but not lifted? What does this all mean? Someone explain. And then let me put this in Farsi. There we go. Okay. So someone comes and answers this guy, okay? And they give him a response, which clears up some things for him. They tell him, friends, the agreement has a legal problem. Read paragraph 1, the first clause, he meant. The United States and Iran are committed to ending the war on all fronts, including Lebanon. That's the first clause of this MOU. America is not at war with Lebanon at all. It's Israel, right? That's true. Okay. But there's no mention of Israel in the text. The MOU doesn't say Israel once. It just says the end of the war on all fronts, including Lebanon. America's not fighting in Lebanon. That's his point. Now we know that our hands are in a cup. It has no legal burden. This guy's telling the other guy who was asking what a ceasefire means and all of that. He's like, dude, this is between America and the Islamic Republic. Look at the first clause. America's not even fighting in Lebanon. This doesn't mean anything. Also, can you tell people what this means in Farsi? Let me bring it for you. Kasast. I don't get that metaphor.
So I think basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Iranians in the chat. I think that just means that the people who are colluding with each other, they have the same interests. So these are basically the people who wrote the MOU on our side are basically the same as the people on the other side. They're not working against each other. They're working with each other. That's what I think.
All their hands are in the same jar, Sarah says. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, they all have the same interests. Like Ghalibaf, Pezeshkian, Araghchi, and President Trump, they all have the same interests. They're working with each other. They're all after the same thing. Yes. So because if all their hands is in the same jar, it just means that they're all going for the same thing. So it's not us and Ghalibaf against the Americans. It's us against Ghalibaf and the Americans. They're together. So he's thinking that they wrote the deal in a way, they wrote the MOU in a way that America could get away with allowing Israel to keep attacking Hezbollah. That's what they think. And, Ali, now that you showed that, let me tell you a 5D chess move.
Wait, sorry, before you say that, something popped into my head. Can I tell you? And you tell me what you think? Okay, so Hezbollah is one of two proxies in Lebanon for the IRGC. It's the biggest one. But it's the biggest scapegoat. It's like what they're using. Like the Islamic Republic is abusing Hezbollah in this situation for leverage, for their own sake, which nothing crazy, right? So the Islamic Republic is basically demonstrating that it is supporting Hezbollah in order to just preserve it. That is it. They don't care if Hezbollah gets battered and their members are dying and everything. They just want Hezbollah to be there at the end of the day and be intact, so that if the negotiations fail and we go back to war, they can still leverage Hezbollah, right? But then here's the thing. If Hezbollah knows that, they know that if the Islamic Republic and the US actually make an agreement and it's done and dusted, then why would the Islamic Republic need to come and help them out anymore, right? Because the leverage was that. If the fighting starts, then they use Hezbollah. But if the deal's done, why would they need Hezbollah to fight? They can just throw it on the back burner.
No, the Islamic Republic always needs Hezbollah. Always. Because
my point is that the Hezbollah doesn't need to be at full operational capacity, ready to go and fight. They can throw it in the back burner, come and develop it over the years again, right?
Hezbollah's strength to Islamic Republic matters to it sometimes more than its own armed forces strength. And that is not going to, sometimes, not always. That's the only way to reach Israel in a meaningful way.
But don't you, okay, but what about Hezbollah just needs to believe that? Hezbollah just needs to believe.
No. The Islamic Republic needs Hezbollah to be able to cause damage in northern Israel. Always.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So they need to be able to. So Hezbollah needs to be strong enough to be able to keep shooting missiles into Israel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But what if when the deal is done, do they still need Hezbollah to be as strong as before, or can they just kind of be like, okay, you're priority number 2?
Because that's their hammer. That's their, because if you don't have that, then people could come, and if you don't have your deterrence capability, then your enemies will be able to come impose things on you.
So it's not like Hezbollah.
In fact, I would say Hezbollah is now more important than before, because right now, how many and even but because the Islamic Republic is going to think like, look, the things that saved us from complete collapse was our ability to close the Strait of Hormuz, was our ability to show them the enriched uranium as a threat to the world, and our ability to use Hezbollah to throw missiles at Israel. And so, in fact, if after this is over, they're going to be more insistent on funding Hezbollah because this was what saved them, in their opinion.
You don't think they would go the opposite way and be like, that was our use?
They would be like,
Okay.
holy fucking shit! Like they're like, holy fucking shit! They took everything from us. They managed to take all of our missiles were shit. Hezbollah was effective, so they're like, we need to double down. If all of this is over, I'm like, fucking hell! Like we invested so much in our missiles, and look what they did. But they managed to remove our ability to bomb Israel effectively like that. But until all this time, Hezbollah kept on managed to continue putting pressure on Israel. So we need to double down on that investment in case this happens again.
Okay, and then what about this? I'm thinking in this part of the ceasefire MOU, wouldn't it be Hezbollah's goal to keep on firing, even if the IRGC didn't tell them to keep firing rockets into Israel? They would keep doing it because it forces the Islamic Republic to keep backing Hezbollah, to give them more and more and more support, because they're demonstrating their use. So Hezbollah doesn't want any sort of...
So Hezbollah needs money from the Islamic Republic. So they need to prove their usefulness to the Islamic Republic, but they also need to prove their anger when they don't get money, right? That's what you do.
Yeah.
So you need to, if I'm Hezbollah, when the money's coming, I'll show that I'm useful. And if my money is getting cut, then I will do things that the Islamic Republic is not within the interests of the Islamic Republic. So as long as the money is coming from Tehran, I will do things that the Islamic Republic wants me to do. And when that money gets lower, I will do the opposite of what the Islamic Republic wants me to do. So they immediately go back to sending me money.
But could they also keep firing to also force the Islamic Republic's hand?
No, because then if they end up being not a good proxy when the money is being sent, then the Islamic Republic, they need to show that they are a good proxy. So here's a complicated thing. There are different parts of IRGC with different agenda that might have that are connecting to different parts of Hezbollah with different agendas. So that's what complicates things. But it is true that sometimes some parts of Hezbollah listens to the parts of IRGC that is trying to get the other parts of IRGC. So it depends on which segment of the IRGC has the upper hand, right? So the communication between the people within the IRGC and people in Hezbollah, there's a lot of drama there, right? So for example, like one IRGC commander is calling one Hezbollah commander and saying, look, that fucking IRGC commander is doing this, he's backstabbing us. And that other guy within Hezbollah, he's going with that. And if he has the upper hand, we're both fucked. So you have to do this. So it's actually a lot more like complicated internally, than you think. Like people think it's just like, oh, Hezbollah, IRGC, get the money, I'll do thing. There's a lot of internal politics that are happening in all of this.
Yeah, so I think I'm not wording it correctly enough, but I'm trying to say that parts of Hezbollah will listen to parts of the IRGC, which is what you just said, and it clarified it. Parts and parts. So wouldn't there be parts of Hezbollah that get jealous? And they're like, well, we're not getting the funding. My commander isn't getting the funding. The other commander is getting the funding. So I'm going to start. No?
I think, as much as there's internal politics, there is also a desire to keep things intact. Because if they do too much internal division, then the whole thing will break apart. They're aware of that. So there's infighting, but that's more drama, politics. When it comes to military operations, they are all forced to eventually get on the same page because they know if it's too much militarily, if there's too much division, the whole thing will come crumbling down.
Yet it's a slippery slope for both sides.
Right.
Okay. Sorry. What did you want to say?
But you could see, but for example, you could see that right after the Operation Epic Fury, there was militarily a lot of division within the IRGC. But after a while, they managed to finally get on the same page because they have to.
At least it appears like they have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something before I go on to the next Telegram?
Yeah. Okay, so guys, these are optimistic 5D chess scenarios. If I say like, Armin, what are you saying? Another 5D chess scenario. I'm not saying this is happening. Okay. But I'm just saying that it would be great if this is, I'm just telling you a 5D chess scenario that is interesting to think about, okay, as an option, but I'm not saying that this is what's happening, okay? But if I am the Americans, I might be doing this. I might be like the best thing I could do for Israel and United States at the same time right now is to piss off Israel. Like, not fake piss off Israel, real piss off Israel, right? Because I need Israel to get angry with me, and given their internal politics, defy me and be like, look, guys, again, I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm just telling you an interesting 5D chess scenario that just putting it on the table, okay? I need to go out and actually tell Israel, stop attacking Hezbollah, or else there will be consequences, right? And Israel, because of their own internal politics, would have to attack Hezbollah anyways, right? And then what I'm doing here is I'm showing to the Islamic Republic that, to the Islamic Republic followers, to the people that need to be satisfied, that look, we're fighting. You have been so successful. You have, with this MOU, made me try to hold Israel back, and we have done this. And you could see the proof of us trying in the fact that we're fighting. But if Israel is attacking Hezbollah, I would it's not because of the lack of trying from our part, because if it was, why are they so pissed at us, right? So they're bombing your ass anyways. But this MOU, which is like, imagine if this MOU was a trap for the Islamic Republic. But for it to work as a trap, it needs to look good to the Islamic Republic and the followers at least to some of the followers of the Islamic Republic. It needs to look good. And the only way this would look good to some of the followers of the Islamic Republic, it would be for Israelis to be pissed. If Israelis were happy with the MOU, then the regime followers in Iran would be like, okay, this cannot be a good deal for us. Israel is fucking happy. If Israel is happy, of course we're being fucked. The only way that this could be a good MOU for us if Israelis are all pissed. And the only way, okay, so here's what you have to do. You cannot just have Bibi coming out and acting like, oh yeah, I'm so sad. Because then if this is actually a good deal for Israel, then the Israeli public would be like, yeah, actually this is good for us. And you cannot do good cop, bad cop by making the entirety of a country's civilians to play in on a game. You could ask Netanyahu to be like, hey, let's act like you're upset. But you cannot ask all the Israeli news agencies and voters, the political activists, they cannot all participate in an act. So the only way to get Israel angry at the United States in a way that everybody participates, not just the politicians, not just the opposition, the media, and also the activists and the people, is to actually do something that makes Israel angry. So that anger, you get JD Vance out there and say a whole bunch, like, this JD Vance is anti-Israeli, so let him speak. Okay, let him speak to piss off the Israelis, genuinely piss off the Israelis, and make it, yeah, exactly, make it seem authentic. Don't make it seem authentic, make it actually authentic. Make it a real division, right? so that they buy it. They fall for this trap. It must be a good MOU for us if everybody in Israel is upset. So there, and again, I'm not saying this is what's happening, but hey.
That's what I was saying earlier as well. I completely agree with you. I think that could be a very real ploy, that it's a show, but only Americans know. Only Trump knows that it's a show. The Israelis have no idea that it's a show. They're being genuinely bashed. And who better than JD Vance? I mean, he's been wanting to say all this stuff forever. And he finally gets to. He's like, hell yeah, let me say it.
Yeah. But here's the problem for us as supporters of Israel. For this to work, it has to be something that actually is bad for Israel. You know, it has to hurt, right?
Otherwise, this is the United States favoring one of their mortal enemies, the Islamic Republic, over their closest ally, Israel. They're screwing over their closest ally and helping their worst enemy. All right, and we have our last allogram of the day. Okay, so bring this in Farsi real quick.
These are great, Ali, by the way. Really good finds. Good job.
Thank you.
Guys, Alligram is my favorite segment of this show.
So this is in continuation to what we were talking about. So if you guys don't remember what we were talking about real quick, let me translate these again. So yeah, this guy Mohsen comes out and says, like, guys, what does a ceasefire mean? What's going on? Someone please explain what a ceasefire means. Someone responds to him and says, look, the MOU says ceasefire on all fronts, but this is only an MOU between America and Iran. America's not fighting in Lebanon. So Israel's not even part of this. You don't understand. They're all working together. That's what he's telling him. And then here comes this third guy. And this third guy is saying, first of all, the president is useless. Second of all, Ghalibaf staged a coup. Third, the leadership in Karnas, I don't know what Karnas is. Let me put this back. Karnis, yeah. I don't know what that is. Second, the supreme leader issued that text. Ghalibaf himself. Okay, anyway. Then Khamenei's Shias will sweep the streets. Don't you dare oppose Ghalibaf's decisions. You were the biggest losers. Do you still think everything is going well? The US president has repeatedly said that this is the third regime, the third government, meaning many leaders have been killed or dismissed. In these 60 days, everything will become clear. This guy's basically saying that the supreme leader is endorsing Ghalibaf, and you are going to be the biggest loser. Like, you other regime supporters are going to be the biggest losers. So do you still think everything's going well?
Wow.
So essentially today, what we've seen...
This guy thinks regime change has... This guy agrees with... This pro-regime person agrees with Trump. He thinks regime change has already happened. There's a coup.
So essentially today, the people in the group chat are basically arguing over the MOU's terms and being like, I don't get it. We're saying there's a blockade, but then the ships are still going. There's supposed to be a ceasefire, but they're still fighting. Ghalibaf just went to Switzerland to talk.
That's their by the way, Ali, have you noticed that that's their main issue? Hezbollah. Like, these are supposed to be Iranians. And the number one issue right now is, why is Israel attacking Hezbollah? Like, how is this? How are we still negotiating with the Americans over this MOU, given that Hezbollah, like, they're all obsessed with Hezbollah, which is in Lebanon. It's not even in Iran. It's not. We don't even share a border, guys. We don't even share a border with Lebanon. Iran and Lebanon don't even share a border. And these people are fucking obsessed with, like, no, Hezbollah. What the fuck?
So this is the loop.
Yeah, leverage.
no.
I know.
Here, let me make this bigger. Guys, this is the loop. Okay, it's called the Hormuz loop. Hezbollah fires, Israel hits them back. Then the Islamic Republic says that's a breach of the MOU. They close the Hormuz, talks stall. Then Hezbollah fires again, and it repeats. So this is the first clause, number 1 on the MOU, can't be figured out. It's a loop clause. It's never going to be figured out.
And while that is happening, the ceasefire still continues, and now the ceasefire and the negotiations continue while the Hormuz up, while all of this is happening. Rinse and repeat, exactly. Send me Ali, that's a good find. Send me that as well.
Okay. And then I have this for you. I want to show you this. This is the last thing that I have for you. Yeah, the other stuff isn't really important. Okay, so this is a person in the IRGC who's in charge of launching the ballistic missiles and drones. So let's see what he has to say.
Okay.
This is more for you, Armin, to listen to, and then we can explain it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. پشت سر من تنگه هرمز، نزدیکترین جا به دهنه تنگه هست، خلیج فارس. ما همچنان هستیم تو گرمای 55 درجه شرجی و با خون و گوشت و پوستمون وایسادیم دور از زن و بچه و هرگز خالی نمی‌کنیم اینجا رو. ما تصمیم میگیریم کی از اینجا رد بشه، نه کت و شلواریای توی تهران زیر اسپیلت و تو واشنگتن. ما هستیم میگیم کی بره کی بیاد. تا آخرین قطره خونمون اینجا وایسادیم و تا تک تک ما پای سپاه و ارتش اینجا هستیم، هیچ کس حق عبور و مرور نداره. ما خودمون رو مدیون خون بچهای مینا نمی‌کنیم و نمیذاریم که خونشون پایمال بشه. مردم تو میدون باشین، تو خیابون باشین، ما اینجا هستیم. اگر شما خیابون رو رها نکنین، ما هم اینجا رو رها نمی‌کنیم. خیالتون راحت باشه. والله و والله که هیچ کدوممون به خاطری که اون محتاله الان 100 روزه اینجا وایسادیم ناراحت نیستیم. میگم که با گوشت و پوستمون و با خونمون و تا موقعی که تو رگمون خون هست ما اینجا وایسادیم و از این خلیج و از کیان جمهوری اسلامی ایران به اذن حضرت زهرا و به اذن رهبرم امام سید مجتبی خامنه‌ای محکم دفاع میکنیم. خائنین وطن بدونن که ما هستیم تا روزی که جان در بدن داریم.
تخمشو داری، چرا صورتتو نشون نمیدی؟
تخمش هم نداره.
So, oh my God, guys, this is IRGC Navy person saying that we decide who goes through the Strait of Hormuz, not a bunch of traitors in Tehran who are wearing suits. We're here in the heat, away from our wives and children, serving here day and night for so many days, and we're not going to let some, traitorous, infiltrators sell out the country. So basically speaking against Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian and Arakchi, saying a bunch of people in suits sell out the country. Like, they don't get to decide that we open the Strait of Hormuz. We're going to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. Well, and he's acting all tough and brave. And he says to the people in the cities, keep occupying the city, keep occupying the streets, be out in the streets, protest. And as long as you're in the streets protesting, we will be here and keeping the Strait of Hormuz closed. It's interesting that he's out acting all tough and brave because he's hiding his face. Guys, he's hiding his face for lack of consequences from the Islamic Republic. This is an IRGC person that is pixelating his face so that he doesn't get punished by the regime. Right. By Ghalibaf. What the fuck? Oh, also he said, like, we will not let the children of Minab's, blood to be ignored and stuff. Like, we will keep close the Strait of Hormuz so that, we don't let, for the Minab children and stuff like that. So that's what he said as well. Wow.
See, guys, not everyone in the IRGC is on board with Ghalibaf. People definitely oppose him.
Yeah, why is he hiding his face? Like you're acting all tough and defiant, and then you're hiding your face. You're scared of Ghaliba. Like, oh, those people in suits. You're hiding your face. You're scared of those people in suits. That's a really good fight. Send that to me too, Ali. Thank you.
Of course.
If this guy would still vote for him over any Democrat, that the IRGC guy, like, are you talking about? Oh my god.
So yeah, and then we can read the super chats, and then yeah.
Thank you, Ali. Ali, don't forget to send me all of that. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that right now.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I will read them. Yeah. Thank you, Ali. These are great fans, guys. Everybody, thank you, Ali. Make him uncomfortable by saying how great he is. Okay. So, all right. Steak and Beans, thank you so much for buying 10 membership gifts for the people in the chat. Thank you so much. Very generous. Thank you. Fleshy Interloper with the super chat saying, pay us back. Run for office. Oh my god.
All right,
Ali,
you convinced me.
Okay, there you go. Okay, yes.
I'll document my journey to becoming a politician in the new Iran.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Fleshy. Jangir with a super chat saying, Ali, you literally spoke about Goku. Oh, yeah. This is for you.
Yeah, Goku, Naruto. Yeah. All the characters that like when you're a boy you fall in love with on TV and shows and everything. I was like, oh my god, I like that. It's like it teaches you that no matter what you go through, that you can always find a way through it, and you will always, if you keep on trying, you'll always come out stronger. And I fell in love with that when I was a kid.
And then we got Flesh Interloper saying, can we invest to make the gas network less safe? That's a good one, Fleshy. That's a good one. Fleshy's good with the jokes. Hezi with the super chat saying, the results of virtue signaling, everyone ends up working towards a result that no one actually wants. That's a very, you know what? That's a very good, that's a pretty good quote. That's a pretty good quote. It's actually true. Yeah, that's good. That is profound. Like that. That's a very profound statement. Did you come up with that? That was pretty good. Sadato with the super chat saying, Feridun Farrokhzad says, Bapish. Yes, exactly. Guys, every time you feel you're disappointed and you're losing hope, just say Bapish. And actually, in server, I hope you're here because I have a video. Guys, Sarah, are you here? People who are losing hope, I have a video to show you from inside Iran. That means that from somebody from inside Iran, that once I show to you that person hasn't given up hope, that person is bepishing, that the rest of us do not have any fucking excuse. Whatever we think is happening, I'm going to show you a video from inside Iran, and I'll show you this man is still fighting from inside Iran. And then, should I show it now? Maybe I should show it now. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at this. This is from inside Iran. Watch this. Ali, have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen this.
Javid Shah.
پاینده ایران جاوید شاه.
Can you go back to the beginning?
Javid Shah.
On his back, are those like?
Are
those lash marks? When I saw this, I was like, was he beaten so badly that he was paralyzed and he was also lashed, because that's a punishment that they do. They lash you. So I was,
Actually, now that you mentioned lashing, I should show you something else as well.
the singer. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Thank you. That one's it's so infuriating.
Wait, let me. So, guys, I don't know if you guys remember this video. Let me show it. So, yeah. But before I go there, let me read the caption here. So this person is saying, how else and in what language should this nation scream that they want Pahlavi? Beautiful. I'm going to repost this. Let me see if I follow you. Yeah, I follow this person. All right. So let me show this. Guys, do you remember her? Do you remember her? She, after the Master Revolution, she made this video inside Iran. Let me play it. I'll play it for a bit, and you guys tell me if you remember this, if you remember her. Hold on. This is inside Iran.
از خون جوانان وطن لاله وطن لاله وطن لاله دمیده از ماتم شان سر و جانم سر و خدا سر و خمیده چه کج رفتاری ای چرخ چه بد کرداری ای چرخ سر کین داری ای چرخ نه دین داری نه آیین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ نه دین داری نه آیین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ هنگام میو فصل گل و گشت و چمن شد دلتنگ و چومن مرده جانم مرده قفس بهر وطن شد چه کج رفتاری ای چه چه بد کرداری ای چه سر کین داری ای چرخ نه دین داری نه آیین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ.
So she's singing about her country and the situation that the country is in and all that. But she did this without any audience, her and her crew, and this was a huge risk because this is illegal, and because this was a defiance against the regime and everything. Everything she was singing was about the cage that her country is in right now, and she did this, and this was really risky to do. And just today, I think it was today, we heard that she's now, because of that music video, which was when was this? This was 7 months ago? Yeah, okay. So she has now been sentenced to 74 lashes. for doing that. 74 lashes. So
Not just her. Everyone you saw in that video.
everyone in the video.
Yes.
Okay, let's actually play the explanation.
On the night of December 11th, 2024, a woman stood within the walls.
Okay, so 2 years ago.
On the night of December 11th, 2024, a woman stood within the walls of a historic caravanserai near the religious city of Qom in central Iran and began to sing. There was no grand stage, no audience before her, only Parastu Ahmadi, a group of musicians, and a camera that opened a window for the world to hear the voice of an Iranian woman live from inside Iran after nearly half a century of repression. But in the Islamic Republic, that song was treated as a crime. A court in Qom has sentenced Ahmadi and 8 musicians and production members involved in the online streaming of Caravanserai concert to 74 lashes each, along with a 2-year travel ban and a 2-year ban on artistic activity. The court described Ahmadi's singing without the compulsory hijab, the presence of male musicians, and the online publication of the video as acts that outraged public decency and promoted Western cultural models. But in a land where the tradition of music making dates back thousands of years, women were never merely listeners. They sang, played instruments, and gave voice to the joys and sorrows of their people. In 1924, when Qamar ol-Muluk Ghaziri appeared on the stage of Tehran's Grand Hotel with her hair uncovered, religious hardliners openly turned against women's singing. Yet until the 1979 Islamic Revolution, women's voices continued to be heard on radio, television, and concert stages thanks to the government's support, from Delkash and Marzieh to Hayede, Mahasi, and Gugush. The Islamic Revolution marked the beginning of a dark chapter for women's rights in Iran. Female solo singing was banned. Many women were forced out of public life or driven into exile, and part of Iran's musical memory was condemned to silence. Ahmadi's song came from that silenced history. Born in Nowshahar, Ahmadi studied film directing and began training in singing at the age of 14. She practiced for years to make her voice heard. Now, a regime that failed to silence that voice seeks to punish her body and the bodies of those who stood beside her. This sentence is not merely the flogging of a singer, musicians, and fellow artists. It is a lash against the cultural memory of a nation whose women have sung for centuries. The Islamic Republic may sentence an artist, but it cannot silence a voice that has already passed beyond the walls of a caravanserai and reached the world.
74 lashes. I don't know if you guys understand how fucking painful that is. I mean, it's hard to imagine. I also have to tell you guys that the video that I shared to you guys is not the main video. The main video is 27 minutes and it has multiple, she's singing multiple songs in there, and that was one of the songs. So this is the original video, which is a full, like, she's singing for 27 minutes straight in multiple, let me see how many different songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I will share the video with you guys. I saw some people asking for the link. So instead of sending you the link to that one segment, I will send the one that has the full version for you guys. But first, I want you to see the first text that she had. So this is how it started. This is how the full thing started. So before they start singing, she has a statement at the beginning saying, من پرستو دختری که میخواهم برای مردمی که دوستشون دارم بخونم. She's saying, I am Parastu, a girl that wants to sing for the people that I love. این حقی است که نمیتونم از آن چشم بپوشم. This is a right that I have that I can't close my eyes on. خواندم برای خاکی که عاشقانه دوستش دارم. Singing for the soil of my country that I love with all my heart. اینجا در این نقطه از ایران عزیزمان، در این تکه‌ای که تاریخ و اسطوره ما به هم پیوند می‌خورد، صدای من را در این کنسرت فرضی بشنوید و خیال کنید که این وطن زیبا رو like here in this part of our dear Iran, in this historical part of our in this historical and legendary part that is tied to us, to our fabric. Listen to my voice as if this is a concert, because she couldn't have an audience, so there was no audience in front of her. So she said, like, let's have an imaginary concert. Just imagine that you are here with me and listening to me. And saying, and imagine that in this beautiful country, in this beautiful nation of ours. Let me see the next rest of the text. Is it that let me see the rest of the text.
امیدوارم که حال همگی خوب باشه.
Okay, so that was it. So this is how it starts. So the guys want the link to. Let me see. Actually, I didn't understand why it ended like that. بشنوید و خیال کنید این وطن زیبا رو. So listen to me and imagine that this beautiful country of ours. ... Why doesn't it not finish it? What do you think, Ali? Oh, I think that maybe. Oh. She didn't. Oh, maybe she censored herself because she thinks that maybe she didn't say it because she knew what we're gonna. We had to fill the gap ourselves. The gap that she didn't fill, it means that we're gonna free our country.
Azad
Oh,
Konim.
Ali, yeah, Azad Konim. She didn't say Azad Konim, so she didn't say it because that would get her more punishment. But she would know what she says, that you know what I mean. Right, so listen to my concert and imagine that we will ... our beautiful country. So we will free our beautiful country. Okay, so let me give the link to you guys to this. I'll put it in the chat. And guys, go listen to the full thing, because the full thing is actually has so many beautiful segments. That was just one part of it. So the whole thing is 27 minutes. And listen to it. And while you're listening to it and you're enjoying it, understand that this woman paid 74 lashes to sing that for you. So every single second of it, when you're enjoying it, just understand the price that this woman had to pay to get you this song.
All of them. All the performers, all the people who helped her publish that video and produce it, all of them.
74, sorry, not 73. Yes, and all of them. Thank you, Ali. And guys, one thing, I know somebody that got these lashes, and he says you can't imagine how painful they are. And they have this thing that they do. They start from the top, and when they lash you, they don't stay there, because after a while, your nerve endings become so damaged that you're not going to feel the lashes. So they start from the top and they slowly go down so that you feel all of them, and they don't stay in one spot, because if they stay in one spot, you're not going to feel all of them fully.
If any of you have fell on the ground and completely skinned your knees, you know that every single time you want to go to the shower and you're taking a warm shower, it'll open up again. You'll start bleeding. These wounds are the same. Your skin completely splits open. It's hard to close, and when they do, they scar horribly. Big, bulging, huge scars. Your mobility is forever hindered in your back. And not to imagine the pain that lasts for sometimes years.
Yeah. So guys, next time you're in a free country and you're seeing a performance like that, just appreciate the liberty that you have, because this is the price that we have to pay for a song in Iran. This is the price that we have to pay for a song inside Iran, that her and her crew had to pay for a song. Just appreciate where you live and appreciate the liberty that you have and fight for keeping it.
Capital punishment for these people, for the people who are doing this. I mean, capital. Okay. Shall we finish off with the super chats here?
Yes.
All right. We have Elisheva saying, what do I say to Iranian friends who have lost hope? Tell them that this is not the first time that they've lost hope. It might not be the last time that they lost hope, but that they have still endured this long, and they will come back the next time that there's an uprising and people are calling for help.
How about this? How about tens of thousands of Iranians didn't go into the streets and give their lives for us to give up and lose hope? Just that.
Yeah. Exactly. And Uncle Coping saying, it's over when Durka Dodo, Bepish onto Azadi. Capiche? Capiche. Thanks, Uncle Coping.
Bepish onto Azadi. Bepish into Azadi. Capiche? I like that.
And Roman Viking saying, can you address the UPA/Stepan Bandera diplomatic scandal between Ukraine and Poland? I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't know about that.
Sorry. Yeah. You know what you should do, Roman Viking? You should come to our discussion group and tell us about it. And then we will look into it and talk about it. So come to our discussion group and, yeah.
Yeah. And Shauna saying, I feel emotionally abused by Trump's strategy. I've never been more gaslit in any relationship ever. If you're feeling gaslit and emotionally abused, and if his strategy is the theory that we were talking about earlier, then it's working. If not, then he's backing out, screwing over his closest ally and helping his worst enemy. So we'll see. For now. And Sayed saying, Armin and Ali are the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys watching gives us the energy.
It does. And also, you saying, telling us these things, makes us feel useful.
Yeah, it undoes what in-server is saying.
We love you, in-server. We even love you. No, I mean, as much as here's the thing. I love in-server, even though he's pretty annoying. I love him because I know that he's suffering, and he's my hamvatan, right? And I want him to. He wants a free Iran, and I want a free Iran, and he's suffering because Iran is in chains. So even though he's pretty annoying, I want him to experience a free Iran, and I feel his pain.
Yes. Agreed. And Micah saying, that was the most beautiful song I've heard, and I've been a vinyl DJ over 30 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Well, that's an endorsement. Thank you. That's pretty sweet.
That's a high compliment. And he also said, not even an audience, and gets lashes for just being a beautiful Persian person. I feel ashamed with this world. Not the world. You know exactly who's to blame here. For everything.
Yeah, not the world, just these fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was broadcasted on a YouTube show. And the reason why it got enough views that they came after her, and everyone around her who made that production. And then Micah also says, those lashes are harder if it's a woman.
Oh, fucking hell, I don't know how you know that, but that's actually fucking true. These people have such a grudge over beautiful women, and they always do more against women.
Yep.
Fuck, yeah.
They openly talk about how they're gonna throw acid into women's faces. Like, it wasn't uncommon for these really pro-regime Durka douchebags to, if they got rejected by a woman, just grab some acid, just throw it in her face. If I can't have her, no one can. That's what they think. They do it. There's a lot of women out
This
there.
is what this is why, and guys, this has been like when the armed forces go into the streets to shoot at the Iranian people who are protesting, over and over and over again, it has been reported that people who are good looking get shot at more, and it's because of jealousy. So among women get shot at more, and both women and men who are better looking for some reason get shot at more, both men and women, because of jealousy. And also with a lot of women, they target their genitals, especially when they see women. It's always about, if I can't have that, I'm gonna ruin her for everyone else.
That's what they think.
Yeah.
Oh man. See, that's why I say when I wish I could just get it locked in a room, like when these guys are arrested and put on trial and they're gonna receive their sentence. Like I'm saying, you put me in a room, you tell me to carry out their
YouTube.
You tell me to talk to them and reason with them, which is what I was about to say, and have them change their mind with my words.
Yes, a friendly
but while
conversation.
no one else can see, no one else can see what's happening in the room. But if you just put me in there and I could reason with them, yeah, it'll definitely, yeah. So like when I say those things and I got radicalized after January 8th and 9th, like those feelings were already there, right? But now I just want to talk with them even more after January 8th and 9th.
Yes. Boy. Jesus. Also, like guys, in server was defending himself, so I just wanted to give him a chance. Yeah, Ali, do you want to read that? I start his comment.
Yeah. In server saying what? I'm a beacon of positivity. Oh yeah.
Yes. We all get inspired and hope from you in server. That's a good one, though. You have to give it to him. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys. So that was us. And oh, look at this. Texas Trooper saying, tell in server I know he's a patriot. Oh.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. You're so great, Texas says. Yeah. Boo.
Guys. Vance. Guys, so basically, just to recap real quick, this is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So Vance and Ghalibaf and Arachi, they're all in Switzerland at the moment, and they're going to start talking. Ghalibaf and Arachi are like, yeah, we're going to go only to have them stop fighting in Lebanon. And Vance is going to be like, yes, we're only going to go to talk about nuclear, to start talking about nuclear. Back to square one, baby. Back to square one. They're gonna draw this out as long as they possibly can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have more info regarding what's the results of this talking. We're gonna be here for a while, guys. Just these are gonna be ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs, right? But it's the fight that we have to do, guys. It's the fight that we have to do. Whatever happens, we keep fighting against the Islamic Republic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So that was us. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you keep supporting us by just being here. Just being here is plenty of support. So thank you for being with us in this fight. And yeah, same time tomorrow we'll be here. And until then. I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukraine. Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre. Long live America.
Long live America. Javisha. Payande
Iran.
See you guys.